right, Thor's Thoughts, first edition. Happy Thor's Day. It is Thursday, or Thursday as I call it. I'm sitting in my apartment. I'm not in the basement as usual. You can see the Thor hammer behind me, Thor lamp to my, what is that, my right. And then the Thor poster hanging above my bed. So, Thored out, Thor t-shirt, Thor's Thoughts, Thor everything. But what are Thor's Thoughts? Thor's Thoughts are just going to be random videos I post about whatever I'm thinking about. I might go off at midnight, 2 in the morning, about some random topic, or it could be midday on a Thursday. You never know. And you never know what the topics are going to be. It'll be very random. Some stuff we'll talk about on the show, some stuff we might not mention on the show. It'll just be random ass stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to start doing these pretty regularly now. But my first Thor's Thoughts is actually something we missed on the show last week. And I was pretty upset about it, too, after I remembered, after we got done taping. It was a really short episode, and there wasn't a lot of news. But one of the big things that did happen last week is we got our first look at some Assassin's Creed stuff. So we got to see Assassin's Creed set pictures. We got to see Michael Fassbender, and I forget the female actresses, both in Assassin's hoods. We got to see Fassbender in an action scene, which looked like they were hanging somebody, which is very similar to like some of the gameplay that anyone who's played the game has seen. It looked really good. Like, I was really excited about those pictures. I was really excited to talk about them. We missed them, so now you're just going to get my thoughts on them. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about video game movies in general. Are those the next genre that's going to hit? Because we got Warcraft coming out. We got Assassin's Creed coming out. We have a couple other ones. I think they're rebooting Tomb Raider right now. So we haven't really had a good one yet, realistically. I mean, Mortal Kombat is a fun movie, and it's a guilty pleasure movie, but it's by no means like a great movie. All the Mortal Kombats besides the first one are garbage. Super Mario Brothers, let's try not to remember that. That's painful to my childhood. What else? We got Doom. That was garbage. The Rock before he was really like a serviceable actor, I'll say. Then we got, what else? I know there's been other ones. They're all Resident Evil, the whole Resident Evil franchise. I mean, they're all right. Some of them, I mean, I own a few of them. They're okay, but again, not the Tomb Raider movies. Not great. But we got Warcraft coming out this year, and I think we got Assassin's Creed coming out this year. That's two big video game franchises trying their hands at live action movies. And I really hope one or both of them succeed. I'd love to see both of them succeed. And you've seen kind of my thoughts on the Warcraft trailer and what I thought about that. And I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was a little too much CGI, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I thought it looked like the video game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I guess it's maybe not what I wanted from it. I would like to look a little bit more realistic for me. But the Assassin's Creed stuff, everything I've seen so far, I've loved. I love the team doing it is a phenomenal team. They just got done doing, I think, Macbeth. And I think they all did Jobs together, too, which is up for a bunch of awards. So, I mean, seriously, if we get an Oscar winner, Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs as our assassin in Assassin's Creed. There were a couple other pictures too. I talked about the fighting picture. I talked about the Hood's picture. Then there was one picture of him, which looked like modern day times. And it was in a cell talking to a doctor in a white jumpsuit with a bunch of writing on the walls and stuff like that. So that also seemed very familiar to the game, from the gameplay, from especially at the first few, when you'd go back and you'd be in that like facility that they had kept you in. So maybe he's inside that. I don't know. It's I'm excited though. I'm probably more excited for Assassin's Creed than I am Warcraft, to be honest. But we need good video game movies. We do. I'd love to see Uncharted. I'd love to see. Well, Batman already gets, I'd love to see maybe like a Call of Duty or something like that, like a war movie, but just have the Call of Duty name on it. And that's what I think video games could really do well, is take their properties, put the name on it, but they can tell any story they want from their world. So it doesn't have to be like with Tomb Raider, yes, you're tied to talking about Lara Croft, and with, Uncharted, Drake, for sure. But when you get outside of that, especially when you get into like a Warcraft, And you get Grand Theft Auto even, or these massive worlds, these sandbox worlds, Borderlands, Fallout, like any of these could be phenomenal movies if done right and told, theatrically through a long form, 2.5 hour storytelling, but you could do multiple stories from these same ones. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell, what I've been thinking about, because video game movies, they need to do something. Same with anime movies, but that's a different Thor thoughts for a different time. But video game movies, come on. Let's fingers crossed. We got 2 this year. Let's hope they blow it up, because obviously if they make money and they're profitable, just like we see 6 superhero movies a year, we'll start seeing maybe 2 or 3 comic book movies, or not comic book movies, video game movies a year. And I'd like to see that. I think there's stories that could be told from those perspectives. Or even go back and do like Atari games that didn't really have a story, so you could just make up the story. Prince of Persia was another video game movie that kind of sucked. There's been a lot of sucky video game movies. That depresses me. But I'm hoping for the future. 2016 sounds like a good time. Well, that's it. Thor's Thoughts. First edition. Tell me what you guys think. Deuces.
If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.